Um, Good morning, guys. Good morning. So today we're gonna be doing this question 1. We're answering an assignment of the UCT online online students. So they gave us a function is f of x. Let's just write it here. Is f of x equals to minus x squared plus 2x plus 3 plus 2x plus 3, and the first thing they are looking for is the x-intercept of f. So f is this function, is the parabola. This is the function, so they are looking for coordinates of b and coordinates of a because they are on the x-axis line. This is the x-axis line. I didn't draw that correctly. This is it. So they are looking for the x-intercept there. So if we are looking for the x-intercept, we make y to be 0. Number 1.1, we let y to be 0. So y in this case, it is represented by the f of x. F of x represent y, g of x represent y, t of x, whatever of x represent y. So we make that to be equal to 0. Then we have negative x squared plus 2x plus 3. So we can use quadratic formula here or factorization. I prefer quadratic formula because you never make mistakes there. So your a is negative 1, your b equals to positive 2, your c equals to 3. Okay, right? So here's quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So we're going to just substitute that into the formula. Negative, where we see b, we put a bracket, then our b is 2, plus or minus, where we see b squared, we put a bracket squared, our b is 2, minus 4, we put a bracket where we see a, we put a bracket where we see c. They are next to each other. So where we see a, we put negative 1, and we put 3 over 2 and a, which is negative 1. I love putting my things in brackets to avoid mistakes. All right, so we're going to substitute that into our calculator. So we have something like negative, our b is 2, plus, we're going to start with a plus 1 because it's plus or minus, square root, my b in bracket is 2 squared minus 4, and my a is minus 1, and my c is positive 3, and then that is 2 of minus 1. So I'll go down, that gives me minus 1. So my first x value is x equals to minus 1, or I do the one where I put a negative. I started with the one of positive, now we're going to do the one of negative. So what we simply just do, we remove the positive there, we put a negative. That gives us a 3. So we come down here and write our 3. So in coordinate form, x is minus 1, y was made 0, x is 3, y was made 0. So if we go to the sketch, this should be a minus 1 because on the Cartesian plane this is 0. So this is minus 1 and that is 3. So that we have that. And then they say number 2, write down the equation of the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry, here they wrote summary, but I think they wanted to say symmetry. The axis of symmetry is a line that cuts the function into two equal parts, and that is the axis of symmetry of f. So we are still on f. So what they want is this line. You can see that if this is u, and this is your mirror, in the mirror you appear like this. All right, so they want that. So this line, it cuts the x-axis, it cuts it here. How do we get this point here? It is the middle point between this point and that point. So we're gonna add these 2 points together and we divide them by 2 to get what is in the middle. And then it cuts the x-axis, so it will be, the equation will start with x, so that we are on 1.2. We are now on 1.2. We're just gonna say -1, x equals to -1 plus 3 divided by 2. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do here. Clear, -1, we can put this in bracket maybe, -1 plus 3 divided by 2, so that is +1. So this is +1, x equals to +1. That is the equation. That is the equation of the axis of symmetry. We are done with that. And then now they say determine the range of f. So we are still looking at f now. Determine the range of f. The range speaks of all the y values. The y values, I taught people that we're gonna use the horizontal test. The horizontal test to look at the y values. So you always will check the turning point. Here is the turning point here. Here is the turning point. This is the last point where the function is touched. This is the highest point that touches the function. What did I do now? This is the highest point that touches the function. It is this point. Okay, or maybe let me just do it in a more nicer way. This is the point, so we must know the corresponding y value that relates to this point. That means we are looking for this point here. I'm looking for this y value here. What is this y value? It is the y coordinates of the turning point. The turning point is in x and y value, but already I have the x value of this point. It is +1. That's the point that we found there. That's the point that we found when we were looking for the axis of symmetry. So we found the x value of the turning point, and now we are looking for the y value of the turning point. So I have the input, I must find the output. How do I find the output? I put the input into the equation. So what I'm gonna do now, we are on 1.3. We are now on 1.3. We have f of x equals to -x². We have -x². We have plus 2x plus 3. Isn't it? -x² plus 2x plus 3. Now I'm looking for when the x value is 1. See, I put 1 in a place of x. So that means wherever I see x, I'm going to put 1. So this is -1 squared plus 2 of 1 plus 3. then I'm gonna get the output of that. Okay, so that is negative is 1 is squared plus 2 of 1 plus 3, so that is 4. That is 4. So the output is 4. So that means this point here, the turning point will be 1:4. The turning point will be 1:4. This is the y value, and the range we are focusing on the y values. So that means the y value here is 4. Okay, so the highest value that is of the y axis, the y axis is 4. If we go to 5, on 5 we don't have the function f. Above 4 there is no function f. Function f is from 4 going downwards. Downward where? To infinity, because this thing is still going down. We don't know where it's going. So it is 4 up until infinity. So we can say then the range is from 4 going down. So one learner can say x, no, not x, y, because we're dealing with range. It is the element from negative infinity. We always start with the first, with the lowest one, up until to 4, and 4 is included. We can never include infinity. Infinity does not end. Another learner can say or y must be anything less or equal to 4, because 4 is touched as well. 4 is part of the function. Okay, 4 is part of the function, right? So if you do that, then you are very likely to get that. Thank you so much. If you want to check here, above 4 you can never have any function. All right, so let's check in the next video and answer this question here. We answer this question in the next video. We are already on 12 minutes. Let's do part 2 of this video.